Hi, I'm Jess.
And I'm Eric, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Brook's Glycerin 18. These are Brook's neutral high cushion trainers. So these shoes weigh in at 10.2 ounces for a men's size 9.
But these are a size 13.
These are a size 13, so they're clearly more heavy than 10.2 ounces, but they feel really light. So the upper is a double jacquard mesh, which is a big fancy term. It's not super stretchy, but it is pliable and it feels really good. The inside of the shoe is very plush feeling. The heel cup
and like slippery,
really padded, and the tongue's
the right word, almost satiny.
Really padded with like almost a satin feel. So when you slide your foot in, it feels really great. It has a Ortholite and Ortholite insole, which are supposedly quite good. And it has an interior lining that feels really great. You can wear these without socks and it still feels really good. There's no seams because this is a one-piece upper.
Which is not the norm for most of the shoes that we've tried, at least not for me.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So they feel really smooth inside, really plush. The tongue is nice and soft, but it's sort of mesh on the top too, so it doesn't really feel hot in any way. Shoes are super breathable.
Yeah. It's not hot here yet, but it will be.
Yeah, and I like that a lot. And it has a little overlay on the back with a little reflective strip. Some of these max cushion shoes get really thick around the heel, and some people like that, some people don't. I think these are sort of medium with how thick it is, but it feels so plush and soft and fits really perfectly on my foot.
And this is your first pair of Brooks.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever tried Brooks, and it was shocking to me how great they felt with all the different shoes. If you look at the video that we posted about trying on shoes.
Yes, we made an epic video of all the shoes we've tried, but what was your first reaction? You pull these out of the box, you slide your foot in the satiny easy.
Yeah, it was.
And then what?
Oh, well, and I stood up and I walked across the house, and I was just, I was almost speechless, right? I just kept carrying on about how wonderful they were.
Almost absurd how much he loves these shoes, but I'm really, really happy because he really needed a pair of shoes to love.
Yes. So the other thing, as it goes down from the upper to the midsole, this is what Brooks calls the DNA Loft. I think it's pretty responsive too. It's sort of bouncy, maybe not as much as the New Balance 1080 V10s or one of those shoes or Ultra Boost, but it's pretty bouncy, and I wasn't really expecting that with Brooks based on a lot of the online reviews, because a lot of people say that that's what they're not. Well,
right, and because they're a cushion, right? And so sometimes the cushion feels like you just kind of sink and doesn't have that responsiveness.
Yeah, so these are sort of a little bouncy, but cushiony. And I'll state that I'm using these for walking right now.
Yes, we're elite walkers.
Yeah,
I'm kidding, we're not. But we are walkers.
We're trying to be active walkers. And maybe that's one of the difference there of what people feel in the midsole is I'm using these for walking.
Right.
And so on the outsole, the upper part is blown rubber, and then I think they have a name for these little flex grooves. It's like Omega Flex or something.
Plus they're blue, and I like the contrast between the blue and the white and the black.
Yeah, so there's not a ton of rubber. If I were to pull out like a pair of Asics or something, the rubber is much thicker on the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's pretty thin.
So it's pretty thin rubber on the bottom, and it has this little exposed piece of foam that they call a transition zone. And
fancy?
Yeah, it's fancy. And this rubber back here on this piece is they're like high performance or high abrasion rubber. So it's supposed to be a little longer lasting, more durable. I was going to say,
especially if you're like heel striking.
Yeah. So for me, the one thing that really stood out to these shoes beyond the feel of how luxurious it was to put my foot in it, was when I walk, that sort of heel to toe transition is super smooth.
Oh yeah, because he had another pair that kind of went click clunk, and honestly, my Mizunos that I love so much have a little bit of that clunk. They don't have that smooth.
It's almost like your foot hits and then the front goes.
Yeah.
Right. So you get that.
And these don't do that at all.
Yeah, they're really quiet, and even I've been wearing them in the house because I love them so much.
And our scaredy cat's not scared of them.
And our cats tend to be scared of
shoes.
If you walk through the house with shoes on. And especially, I have a pair of Red Wing boots that
Oh
are
yeah, those are super loud.
clumpy.
Yeah.
But some of the other shoes, if you wear your shoes in the house, the cats will scatter. But these shoes I've been wearing in the house, and they're very smooth sounding. There's no clunkiness to them.
Yeah, I don't even notice them really when you're walking around.
And I feel like, so I've walked in these maybe 3 times.
Yeah, not much yet, but enough to know he likes them.
8 or 10 miles maybe of us walking, and they feel so good. And I've been wearing them in the house this week, and I have to say they feel like they've gotten more sort of broken in and more cushiony and soft and
So
wonderful.
they were great out of the box, and they've gotten better.
yeah. They are fabulous, and I'm truly blown away. Like we said, I'd never tried Brooks. Jess has never tried Brooks, so I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah, and these are neutral.
These are neutral, and they're high cushion.
So, but they do have a little responsiveness.
Yeah, and and I think a lot of times when you get those super high cushion shoes, the uppers are like super plush, right? It's like this big quilt over your foot and padding and all these things, and these are not. They they feel more technical, right, in the material, but they still have that super plush, luxurious feel when your foot's inside the shoe. So I've really appreciated that, but they're not hot. I mean, they feel great. They feel lightweight to me, even though I'm don't have the latest greatest carbon fiber plated track shoe kind of thing. But for me, it's really super fantastic. And the other thing that we really enjoyed in getting a pair of Brooks, because we picked these up at we just had a curbside pickup, so the store just put them in the trunk for us, and we drove away.
If you've never worn Brooks before or been around a Brooks box before, and we clearly hadn't, we're newbies here, the art is fantastic. I just want to say that both of us and both our kids spent time looking at the side, the front, the back, the bottom,
the inside,
everything.
Right?
It's amazing. This is top-notch boxing right here, and I want to keep it just because it's so cool.
In case you couldn't tell, I really love these shoes. I think they're fabulous, and
he's already planning the other Brooks he wants.
Absolutely, and we've talked a lot about having alternate shoes, and we have we've tried a bunch of different things, but I've actually said multiple times maybe I should just buy a second pair of the Glycerin 18s just to have those. Because
and what do you guys think? So let us know what you think about that as far as having an alternate pair. Like, do you get 2 of the same and wear those, or do you get 2 totally different shoes and wear those? We're pretty new to this and have different ideas on it. I sort of want to try 2 different shoes, but he's leaning toward the same shoe.
Just because I love them, but I'm also now interested in maybe checking out the Ghost or one of the other Brook shoes, because
and it seems like most of their special edition patterns, which is so not the important part of the shoe, but those seem to be mostly in the Ghost, at least for what I looked at.
Yeah, I mean, and they have some other ones as well based on the site, like the Happy Run or Run Happy. They've got those in different models, but the Ghost, there's tons of colors and styles and patterns,
which doesn't matter, but makes it a little more fun.
Yeah, so and that shoe of course is a little less cushioned than this one.
Yes,
it has a different heel to toe drop. Oh, that's something I didn't really talk about in this shoe in the specs, was the toe drop. Heel to toe drop in it's like 31 millimeters in the back and 21 in the front, so it's 10 millimeters of sort of drop toward the toe.
And do you feel like you can feel that drop, or no?
No. So that's the interesting thing, is comparing these next to the A6 Nimbus 22s. Those shoes have the same exact drop. At least from a 10, it's a 10, right? So it may be it's 29 and 19 instead
but it's
of 31
still a 10 drop.
And 21, but it's a 10 drop. But I can really feel like those are canted forward, and the heel is higher than the toe. But on this shoe, it feels a little more level. Now we have some Astral hiking shoes that are 1 millimeter of drop.
We'll review separately.
Yeah, we'll do a separate review on that. But they're 1 millimeter, so that 1 millimeter drop definitely feels.
That's a huge difference. Your heel feels almost lower.
Yeah. But with these, they feel fairly level. I mean, there's not much drop.
And that might be personal preference.
Yeah, I think probably so.
What you end up liking as far as that. I know our youngest son, he put his foot in a shoe that had quite a big drop, and he was like, nope, and pulled it right back out. Like,
Yeah.
he was not interested in a big drop. Whereas I don't seem to notice or mind.
Well, and I really liked that about the Astrals when we first got them, that they were sort of more level. So that is something that I didn't mention in the first part of this, that makes, I think maybe part of the feel of this feels so good is that I don't feel like my heel is up above my toes,
It's not noticeable.
and maybe that helps with that sort of transition and feeling so smooth. But
yeah, so if you are looking for a good neutral walking or running shoe
that's
for the
cushioned
road
and responsive.
Yeah, this is kind of the everything shoe that we're just really loving. If you have any experience with Brooks, let us know. We love to hear feedback and comments. And we'll be coming at you with some more reviews as the weeks progress. And I hope you liked what we brought to you today. If you've been enjoying our videos and our channel, please like, subscribe, and leave some comments for us.